Hello and welcome to the lecture series on railways, harbour, tunneling and airport for the subject code 18CV645 Module 3 Session 5. In this session we are going to discuss about the tunneling, advantages and disadvantages of a tunnel, size and shape of a tunnel, and lastly the references. Tunnel. How we are going to define the word tunnel? A tunnel can be defined as an underground passage for the transport of a passenger, goods, water or sewage, oil or a gas. So, the construction of a tunnel is normally carried out without causing much disturbance to the ground surface. So, tunnel is nothing but it is a passage, it is going to be provided with respect to the transport of a passenger or a cargo or any liquid or a gas. So, it connects between the two obstructed points. So, that is going to be called as tunnel. So, usually it is being carried out which is not going to disturb to the maximum of the ground surface. So, why do we need a tunnel? So, necessity of constructing the tunnel may going to be arise because of the few of the condition. A tunnel may be required to eliminate the need of a long and circuitous route to reach the other side of a hill. As we know that it could be considerably reduce the length for travel and may also going to be proven to be economical. So, to avoid that one, there is a zigzag routing in the especially in case of a hill, tunnels are going to be constructed. So, it may be economical as it provides tunnel instead of cutting a particularly rocky terrain depending upon the various factors. A rough calculation would indicate that a small stretch of a land of constructing a tunnel is going to be equal to a cost of constructing a rocky terrain. So, that is what it necessitates for the construction of tunneling. So, apart from that one, when we know that in a hill where we are going to be having a soft rock, then tunnel is going to be cheaper by rather than the cutting. So, in metropolitan type or the cities where we are going to be having a larger city, tunnels are going to be accommodated to have the other modes of transport like rail system to provide rapid and unobstructed means of transport can be provided. Tunnels are going to be necessate where we are going to be having a under of a river bed. So, sometimes it is going to be more economical. So, and also convenient than the construction of a bridges. In case of aerial warfare, to have the safety, tunnels are going to be plays a vital role. So, apart from that one, security to rail users as compared to the bridge or deep cutting. Apart from that one, depending upon the maintenance cost, a tunnel is going to be considerably lower as compared to the cutting or construction of a bridge. So, that is what in depending upon the hill area or the slope, or with respect to the steep cutting, or with respect to the river bed, or with respect to the densely populated area, construction of a tunnels is going to be necessitated. So, as we know that tunnel is going to be there in some of the cases, some disadvantages in a certain way, as we know that tunnel is going to be costlier than the other type as it requires some special machinery to construct it, some equipment to be used in the construction. The cost of construction of a tunnel is going to be involves use of sophisticated technology and requires some experience and skill step, and also it is going to be a time consuming process, hence it is also going to be having some disadvantages with respect to its necessity. So, while we take deciding the alignment for a tunnel with respect to gradient has been concerned, few of the point or special attention has to be required while drawing the or while deciding the alignment. The first point is the alignment should be always straight as far as possible, since normally such route would be the shortest and it is going to be more economical or most economical. The minimum possible gradient should be provided for the tunnel and also with its approaches. Proper ventilation and adequate lighting has to be provided inside the tunnel for the proper operations in the night and also for having a good visibility criteria. The side trains in the tunnel should be given with a minimum gradient of 1 in 500 for the effective drainage, and in a longer tunnel the gradient should be provided from the center towards on the either end for the effective and efficient drainage. So, that is how some points we need to taken into account for the alignment of a gradient for the tunnel has been concerned. Moving on to the advantages of a tunnel. So, as we know that tunnel is going to be provided as an effective and efficient device for the transport and convenience of a liquid. Also from the safety point with respect to warfare or the bombing has been concerned. So, use of explosive and tunnel driving equipment help in advancing the tunnel in quicker phases. So, tunneling in the undergrowths and there is no disturbance to the local activity. So, hence that is also one more type of advantage we are having it. So, there is no requirement of a overbridge, and also tunnels prevent division of a property. So, as in case of bridge or anything, it is going to be getting converted, or it is going to be separated or devised. Next is going to be disadvantages. So, it requires work area is going to be restricted, continuous air circulation is being required as we are going to be using some explosive. So, temperature is going to be higher, hence effective cooling measure is also going to be adopted, hence for this ventilations and circulation. So, the cost of maintenance or the construction is going to be higher, and also cost of explosive is also going to be higher in rate. So, we had been used the term tunnel and why we should construct our advantages or disadvantages of a tunnel and why we have been using it. So, moving on to the next topic, it is called sizes and shapes of a tunnel. So, tunnels are going to be constructed in different sizes and shape. So, this is going to be accordance with respect to the nature of the ground as it passes through it, or whether how much volume it is being designed according to the traffic, or how much volume of a gas or a liquid it needs to be get transported. So, based on that one, the size and shape of this tunnel is going to be designed. Apart from that one, shape of the tunnel is also going to be such that lining is able to resist the external pressure it is being exerted by the unsupported wall when it is being tunnel is being excavated. So, if the ground is made up of a hard rock, the tunnel can be given any of the shape because it resists walls or the external pressure exerted on it. But whereas in case of smooth soil or the small soft soils has been concerned, we need to think about first we need to reduce the pressure, then the actual construction is going to be taken. So, tunnels in a rocky terrain are generally designed with a semi-circular arch because with a vertical side wall. So, as we know that the arch is going to be resisting more thrust coming over the structure. That is what we are been maintaining semicircular arches in case of rocky terrain. So, in case of a soft ground or a soft clay or a sand, the pressure from the side and the top must be resisted, hence suitable structures to be constructed. A circular tunnel is generally best suited, as you know that it resists both internal and external forces regardlessly the purpose it is going to be tend its services with respect to the tunnel. Theoretically, circular sections are going to be provided with largest cross sectional area for the smallest diameter. So, as it provides a greater resistance towards the external pressure. However, the cross section is going to be useful for drainage or carrying out the sewage or the fluid, or the aqueduct it is built for the irrigation purposes. In case of a railway track, the circular track at the bottom of the tunnel has to be leveled in order to have the leveled surface for the laying of a track to have the facility for ease of removal of muck and also placing of concrete. So, this is how sizes and shapes are going to be get decided. So, depending upon the sizes and shape, we are going to be having its intended purpose to be served. Say for example, if I say it is a circular one, it is best suited for transport of liquid in the form of water or the sewage. Next is going to be the elliptical type. So wherever we are going to be having a water main or in the sewage main, then we are going to be look with respect to the elliptical shape. Suppose it's for the transport of facilities to be provided, or its a function is a transport for roads and railways. So we can use a type of a horseshoe type, arched with vertical wall or with a polycentric cross section. So these are all different shapes of a tunnel, and we are going to be used for its different purposes. Moving on to the first one, that is a circular section or circular tunneling has been concerned. So circular sections or circular tunnels will going to resist both internal and external forces, as I said it. Say for example, because of geometry, we are going to be having, if it is going to be exerted radially, so the pressures are going to be get sustained. Similarly, from the internal side also, the radial pressure is going to be get resisted due to its geometry. So it provides a greater cross sectional area for a list of the perimeter has been concerned. So as we concerned with the geometry, it is the best suited to carry the liquid, and it is also best suited construction on cohesive soils. Next is going to be the rectangular section. It is a smaller in depth when we are going to be said with talked about bending moment and stress exerted on the roof. So it must be resisted by using the girder, so as it forms the roof lining. So this is the shape of a rectangular type. So this is the width and this is the height. So whenever we are going to be providing at a smaller depth, rectangular sections can be used, or rectangular shape of a tunnel can be constructed. So next one is going to be the horseshoe type of section. So this represents a combination of an arched type and a circular section. Floor of this plan is going to be, or the tunnel is going to be always flat, so that it is going to give a very good working platform or the space for the workers. It is suitable for the soft soil and it is suitable for the traffic purpose. So that's what horseshoe type. Just look at the image here. So we are going to be having a flat bed or a slope. It is been given at the center to drain off the water, and also so this upper portion is going to be a semicircular one or arch type. So then it is going to be a combination thereof. So such types are going to be called as an horseshoe, as it resembles the shoe of an horse. So that's what the nomenclature and shape of an tunnel we are been using it. So next is going to be the egg shape, as it resembles the egg shape. Then it is a use for the sewers transport. It is going to be having a smaller cross section at the bottom, as it maintains self cleansing velocity both with respect to dry and storm weather flow. Hence it is a best geometry of a tunnel. We can use it from the sewers point of view. Next is going to be the elliptical type. In a softer material, we can have a elliptical sections with a major axis and a vertical axis, is going to give you a suitable section. So this geometry as shown here is going to be of elliptical type. Next is going to be the segmental, where we see that we can have a combination of a geometry of rectangular and circular. So this is the circular portion, and this portion is going to be a rectangular section. So that is called as a segment. So this is another type of or the shape we are been using in the construction of tunnels. So as we know that different sizes and shapes are also going to be there. So this width is depends, suppose in case of transport, how many lanes and width of a truck and height of a truck we are been proposing it. Suppose if it is going to be a liquid, how much volume it has to be discharged over a period of a time towards a length. So apart from that one, if it is going to be the sewage or any liquid, self cleansing velocity or the shapes are going to be concerned in deciding the size and shape of tunnel. So with this note, we are going to be concluding this session, and to prepare this session, once again we had refer the standard textbook along with the web references. Thank you.